What if the fastest hunter in the desert wasn't a big cat, a wolf, or a hawk, but a bird that almost never flies? Most people only know this animal from old cartoons, picturing it as a clumsy comic character forever outrunning a hungry coyote. The reality is far more impressive and FAR more dangerous. This bird can sprint faster than most humans can run, kill a rattlesnake in a fight most predators would avoid entirely, and survive in one of the harshest environments on Earth, using a set of skills that scientists are still studying today. This is the real story of the Roadrunner, the desert's fastest and most underestimated predator. The greater Roadrunner lives across the deserts and dry grasslands of the southwestern United States and Mexico, a world of scorching heat, scarce water, and constant danger. Unlike most birds, it rarely takes to the sky. Instead, it has built its entire identity around speed, agility, and ground-based hunting. While it may look ordinary at first glance, with its streaked brown feathers and a long, expressive tail, the Roadrunner is one of the most specialized and capable predators in the entire bird kingdom. To understand why, we need to look closer at what makes this bird so extraordinary, starting with the one trait that gave it its name. Roadrunners can run at speeds reaching nearly 20 miles per hour, an astonishing pace for a bird built more like a sprinter than a flyer. Their long legs and lightweight frame are evolved almost entirely for land speed rather than flight. When startled or chasing prey, a Roadrunner lowers its body, stretches out its tail for balance, and races across the desert floor in short, explosive bursts. This running style isn't just for show. In an environment where flying requires far more energy than walking or running, especially in extreme heat, sprinting on the ground is a brilliant survival strategy that conserves precious energy and water. But that's not all. While speed defines the Roadrunner's movement, its hunting method reveals something even more impressive. This bird is one of the very few animals on the planet known to actively hunt and kill venomous rattlesnakes. Using its speed and sharp reflexes, a Roadrunner will dart toward a snake, dodge a strike, and then deliver a powerful blow with its beak, repeating this dangerous dance until the snake is subdued. Sometimes, a pair of Roadrunners will work together, with one distracting the snake while the other strikes from behind. It's a level of coordinated predation rarely seen outside of mammals. The reason behind this incredible boldness lies in opportunity and necessity. In a desert where food is unpredictable, Roadrunners cannot afford to be picky eaters. They consume insects, lizards, scorpions, small rodents, and even other birds. But snakes offer a substantial meal in an environment where calories are hard to come by. Evolution rewarded the individuals willing to take the risk, gradually producing a bird confident enough to challenge one of nature's most feared reptiles and walk away victorious. This hunting strategy also reveals something deeper about Roadrunner behavior: adaptability. Researchers studying their diet have found that Roadrunners adjust their hunting tactics depending on what's available, switching between ambush attacks on slower prey like beetles and lizards, and high-speed chases when pursuing quicker animals across open ground. This flexibility is rare among predators, many of which specialize so heavily in one method that they struggle when conditions change. The Roadrunner's willingness to improvise, taking whatever the desert offers on a given day, is part of what allows it to thrive where more rigid hunters would slowly starve. However, hunting prowess alone isn't enough to survive the desert. Temperature regulation might be the most underrated survival skill in the Roadrunner's arsenal. Desert days can soar past 100 degrees Fahrenheit, while nights can drop dramatically. To cope, Roadrunners possess specialized skin patches on their backs that, when exposed to the sun, allow them to absorb heat efficiently during cold mornings, reducing the amount of energy they need to burn just to stay warm. This remarkable adaptation means the bird spends less energy regulating its body temperature and more energy hunting and surviving. The most surprising part comes next. Roadrunners have also developed a way to conserve water that almost no other bird possesses. They are capable of extracting nearly all the moisture they need directly from their prey, allowing them to survive for extended periods without ever needing to drink. Specialized glands near their eyes help expel excess salt absorbed from food, a system more commonly associated with marine animals than desert dwellers. In a landscape where water can mean the difference between life and death, this internal efficiency gives the Roadrunner an enormous survival advantage over animals that depend on regular access to water sources. And this is where the story changes, because the Roadrunner isn't just a solitary hunter. It also displays surprisingly complex social and reproductive behavior. During mating season, males perform an elaborate courtship display, bowing, clattering their beaks, and presenting food offerings to potential mates. Once paired, Roadrunners are typically monogamous for the breeding season, and both parents share responsibilities, building nests in low shrubs or cacti, and taking turns protecting their eggs from the relentless desert sun and opportunistic predators. This shared parenting increases the survival odds of their chicks in an environment where every advantage matters. What happened afterward, in terms of the Roadrunner's relationship with humans, was unexpected. Long before cartoons turned it into a comedic icon, Indigenous communities across the desert Southwest regarded the Roadrunner as a symbol of speed, protection, and even spiritual guidance, with some traditions believing its tracks could ward off evil. Ironically, the same bird inspired global fame through animation, while its real biological abilities remained largely unknown to the wider public. The fictional version made it iconic, but the real version, fast, fearless, and remarkably adapted, is far more fascinating than fiction ever managed to capture. So why does this matter beyond impressive survival tricks? Because the Roadrunner plays a vital ecological role in maintaining balance within desert ecosystems. By preying on rodents, insects, and even venomous snakes, it helps regulate populations that might otherwise grow unchecked, supporting the delicate web of life that allows desert habitats to function. Removing a predator like the Roadrunner would ripple outward, affecting species and food chains far beyond what most people would expect from a single bird. This balancing act matters more than ever today. As desert habitats face increasing pressure from development, drought, and a changing climate, species like the Roadrunner act as indicators of ecosystem health. A thriving Roadrunner population generally signals a thriving desert, rich enough in insects, reptiles, and small mammals to support a demanding predator at the top of its local food chain. Conservationists studying fauna across the American Southwest pay close attention to birds like this one, not just because they're remarkable in their own right, but because their presence or absence tells a much larger story about the well-being of the wider ecosystem. In the end, the Roadrunner stands as proof that power in nature isn't always about size, claws, or flight. Sometimes it comes down to speed, timing, and the willingness to take risks other animals avoid entirely. This bird thrives where survival seems nearly impossible, turning scorching heat, scarce water, and venomous predators into manageable challenges rather than death sentences. It is fast, intelligent, resourceful, and far more dangerous than its comedic reputation suggests. The next time you think of the desert as empty or lifeless, remember that somewhere out there, a Roadrunner is sprinting across the sand, outpacing danger, and proving that the harshest environments on Earth still produce some of nature's most remarkable survivors. If this story changed the way you see this incredible bird, subscribe for more untold stories from the wild, where the most surprising predators are often hiding in plain.